Hi, I'm Nick from Nick's Cafe here on 8th and Sims in Lakewood, Colorado. I actually fed Elvis Presley when I was 16 years old. We introduced a Fool's Gold sandwich to him. The Fool's Gold sandwich is a peanut butter, jelly, and bacon sandwich, which I'm going to make this gentleman here one. And we did a lot with Elvis, fed him several times. We were up in Vail snowmobiling with him with his snowmobile. He used to come in Denver a lot. We used to hang out with him at the Colorado Mine Company. We used to own the Colorado Mine Company in Glendale. And I'm going to introduce the sandwich to this gentleman, to Jamie, and see what he thinks, see if he likes it. And, we're here every day. We work every day, and we have a lot of people coming in just to check out the place and check out the sandwich. Come by and see us when you get a chance.
Tell us real quick about the night at the airport.
Well,
Stapleton Airport, right?
Yeah, Stapleton. We had Elvis. This is our second meeting with Elvis, and he called us up, and the story is it was his daughter's 8th birthday, and Elvis wanted to do a party for her in the airplane, in the big airplane, on the way back. So he flew out. He called us up, and we had a bunch of things ready for him, and Fool's Gold sandwiches and a bunch of meals. And he flew out and got into the airplane, and we delivered all the sandwiches to him. And so we talked to him. We sat there for about 3 hours and talked to him. Lisa had a birthday party on the way back in the airplane, in the air, with all the food we furnished. And she had a great time. She had a great party. We just kind of said hello, and he came in. It was a short meeting, and, he had a bite to eat, and he left. He had a Fool's Gold sandwich. He liked the Fool's Gold sandwich a lot. And the second meeting, when he flew in and just to kibitz with us and stuff, and that was, we got to be really good friends, the second meeting.
Wow. And that's what Elvis gave you that?
He gave me that when I was 16. Yeah. Elvis comes in one night with Joe Esposito, and Joe and I were dear friends. I mean, he passed away not long ago, and I went to the funeral. I got to go to the funeral, and it was a bad funeral. It was bad because he was a good dear friend of mine. He was when he was in with Elvis, him and I got to be best friends, and he was a good guy. And so one night Elvis comes in, and he's sitting down having dinner. This is always late at night after we're closed at the mine company, after hours. And we're just sitting there talking, and he's having dinner, and he's real nervous that night. I don't know why he was nervous. And so Joe Esposito got up and went to the restroom, and Elvis says, "Hey, come here a minute." He says, so Elvis pulls off this ring. It was a TCB. It was just a TCB and diamonds. It was an egg-shaped ring. It was all solid gold, TCB and diamonds, and it was a little too big for him to size up from what I wear. And so he said, "Hey," he says, I don't like this ring. I want to give it to you." And so I said, "Okay." I said, I really, you already gave me. He said, "No." I said, "I really want you to have it." I said, "Okay." So I put it on. It was, kind of big, so I just kind of stuck it on there. And I mean, it was a pretty good sized ring. And so Elvis gets up and goes to the restroom. Joe comes back, and Joe says, "I want you to know something." He said, "He had that special made for you." He said he had it made in L.A. He had a jeweler in Los Angeles that made some stuff for him. He said that was a special ring. So we went to L.A. and he wanted to make you a ring. And Joe said, "I think you'd really like a TCB ring in diamonds." So he had that made for me.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how good friends we were. That's how good friends we were. Yeah. Remember what it was? It was probably about the third or fourth meeting with Elvis. I met him 8 times while he was alive. He was there 8 times. And, we just sat around and talked. And, and Joe Esposito was there. And, Joe said, "We love your food. We love your prime rib, lobster, and everything." He said, "But I'm Italian. Can you get some Italian food for me?" So I had a friend of mine here in North Denver make some Italian food. The next time he came in, we had him some Italian food, and they went crazy. They loved the Italian food. But every time he come in, I knew he was coming in. All the guys told me he was coming in. And, the bodyguards saw him and dealt with him a lot more than I did. But the few times that I had to deal with him, it was always good times. Always good. And he always treated me just like the other guys.
And he loved the sandwich.
He loved the Fool's Gold sandwich.
Had he had a sandwich like that before? That was the first time he had it.
The first time he came was when he was at McNichols doing the show, and after the show he flew in, and the guys, brought him in. All the guys. I grew up with the guys. That's how I actually got to meet him, and I grew up with Jerry Kennedy, Petra Fess, all those guys. I met Bobby when I was 16 years old, 15 years old actually. And that's how I got to, kind of tag along with him and stuff. And unbelievable. I mean, just, anytime he come to town, I got to hang out with him. And they usually brought him in the mine company after hours. And, we just hung out with him and talked and stuff. And he loved it. He loved it. Sang around our piano bar one night. We had Roger Wolf on the piano bar. And nobody was there. He was, getting ready to leave. And he actually came up and he said, Roger, can you play so-and-so and so-and-so? And we said, sure, I can do that. So he started playing. Elvis started singing. There was only 2-3 of us around the piano bar. Jerry Kennedy was one of them that was there. And then being the smart aleck I am, of course, all my life. And after he got done playing a couple of songs, I said, would you do me a favor? And he said, sure. What do you want me to do? I said, can you sing My Way? So Roger starts playing right away. He starts singing. So he sang My Way. And I think he does My Way better than anybody's ever done it. And nobody's ever done My Way like he does. So. And he was living in Mississippi. I mean, they didn't have any money. So they had a guy go around that would give them bananas. And I don't know why or how, but he'd give all the the kids and all the families he had. For some reason, he had bananas and he'd give them away to these kids to have something to eat. And his mother had to do whatever she could to pull it together. So she used to make banana and jelly sandwiches for him and stuff like that. And that's how kind of we figured out the peanut butter, jelly, and bacon sandwich, the Elvis sandwich. Because, back then, he was poor, and that's all they had to eat. They had to have anything they gave them. They always ate it because they didn't have anything. And so that's how that all started. A lot of people don't know that, but that's how it all started for Elvis. He was down and out for a long time before he, did anything. That's why he went from 0 to 1,000 degrees, because when he had things, he had one night him and Joe Esposito were driving down, I don't know what street it was. They're driving down and there's a Cadillac dealership. And so a little black lady sitting there on the bench. I don't know if you ever heard that story or not. Little black lady sitting there on the bench. True story. And I heard it firsthand. And Joe says, Elvis, tells Joe, pull in the parking lot. He says, Elvis, he said, it's daytime. We can't get out. He said, just pull in. So he pulls in, and Elvis jumps out of the car, runs over to the little lady. She says, Elvis, she says, do you like that Cadillac, ma'am? And she turns and says, oh, Elvis, Mr. Presley, and she starts getting real nervous. He says, don't get nervous. Do you like that car? She said, oh, it's a beautiful car. He takes her in and buys her the car. She has no idea how to drive the car. Calls up the family. Her family has to come down, and one of the guys drove her home in the car, and Elvis says, you make sure that this is her car. You make sure that you drive around in this car. She had no idea how to drive the car. No idea. Never had a clue. And so one of the guys came down and drove her around in the car, in a Cadillac, brand new Cadillac. Picture, that's Elvis. That is exactly what he looked like when he was on the airplane when we delivered the sandwiches to him. And of course, that's his daughter, Lisa.
Of course, that's Photoshop.
Yeah, Photoshop.
Which is a beautiful photo.
Yeah, the whole picture's Photoshopped, and I have a friend who's a commercial artist. He does all that for me. And that's actually the necklace that Elvis gave me.
Wow, right there.
Yeah.
And did he take that right off and give it to you?
Took it right off his neck.
Wow.
We were sitting on the airplane, and we were just talking and kibitzing a little bit, just sitting on the airplane. And I kept looking at the cross, I guess. And he said, "You keep looking at my cross. Do you like it?" I said, "Oh yeah, it's a beautiful cross." And I'm Greek Orthodox, so I'm a religious kid. And so he said, "Well, I'd like to give it to you." And I said, I can't take something like that from you." And he said, "Yes, you will." Put it around my neck, and he said, "It's yours." Wow. And I told him, I said, "I'm never going to take it off. Never been off my neck." Yeah, I wear it every day. I've worn it ever since I've had it, and a lot of people know I have it, and that's all right. That's a good thing. But I've always had it on. This is the original Elvis Presley sandwich that we fed Elvis Presley. That's
wow.
The original. You see that pan?
Yes.
You know why I'm using this pan now?
Why is that?
Because this is the pan Elvis ate out of. This is the real pan.
Elvis ate out of this pan?
He ate out of this pan. The pan,
oh my goodness.
It looked just like that. Instead of, we put all the fruit around it, made it really pretty for him.
Yeah.
The night he came in the mine company. This is from the Colorado Mine Company pan. It's the pan we fed him in. I took it after that and I put it in my car.
Oh my gosh.
And this is the original pan Elvis ate out of.
Wow, what a treat!
Yeah, so I just wanted to tell you.
Thank you. And that was
get
a
a
full.
picture of that?
Yeah, that was a full loaf too.
That's a
wasn't
full
it?
loaf. That's a full
That's
loaf.
amazing.
That's a full loaf. Yeah.